Joey Reese, pickle and boot shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joey Reese, pickle and boot shop. Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles.
Bring your grandma and your kids.
I go downtown.
Bring your grandma and your kids.
Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle, get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids.
Pickle and boot shop.
Stay for the squids. Boots.
Pickle time.
Put that pickle in your pants. Get some boots inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some boots inside your hands.
1996, we start this.
It sounded a lot better,
Yeah, that's great.
young man.
Yeah, hey.
Hey there, young man. Dig deep down into my pocket and grab yourself some candy.
Just feel around in there.
Feel around, it might feel like a Cadbury egg. You might feel a couple of Cadbury eggs down there.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Was that too much? That was too much.
Baby.
Sorry, kids.
Oh. Grandpas have feelings too.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Grandpas get lonely.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Oh,
No.
what a really uncomfortable way to start the show.
Hey guys, if you don't know about the Pickle and Boot Shop yet, if this is your first time checking us
you're gonna
out,
find out.
you're in for a ride. What
Yeah.
are these two God-fearing young men up to these days?
Wait a second. The two singers of some of my favorite Christian ska bands are doing a podcast. I'm going to tune in.
Is this the guy from the band that colored Sunseed? Jesus is a friend of mine?
Reach down there real deep. Man, we haven't met in a couple of weeks, and we have chock full. We are chock full of stuff to talk
Chock
about.
full of nuts. Stop.
Chock full of nuts.
Isn't that a thing? Oh, it's coffee. Chock full of nuts. Somebody at
What?
somebody who named that had to be just like, oh my gosh, Margaret, you'll never guess what they voted on to call the coffee. It was my suggestion.
Do you think people will get it?
You know, coffee is beans. They don't know. I told them it was nuts. We're calling it chock full of nuts.
And do you see the double entendre? Do you see the double entendre there, Margaret? This will be my legacy to this company.
He's got there's like a bust of him when you go in the chock full of nuts.
Yeah, we got a ton of stuff to talk about here.
Number one.
I am looking at this, and it says number 1, intro/catch-up.
I know. That leaves it wide open.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
like a
right
butthole.
now. First of
Yeah.
all, the NFC playoffs just happened, and I'm pissed.
At what?
Dude, did you see the Lions in the first half? They look like one of the best teams I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. They pulled up.
And then what happened in the
Broncos.
second half?
Listen,
And then what happened in the second
dude.
half?
Here's the difference between being a Lions fan and a Broncos fan. Okay, one, the Broncos have gone to the Super Bowl a couple times.
Yeah.
It's like 8 times, but they've only won 3 times. And usually when they get to the Super Bowl, they just eat shit. Hot shit. Like, if you're like, what's the record of some team eating hot shit in the Super Bowl. It's like Broncos. It's like Broncos versus the Giants. Okay, Broncos versus the Cowboys, 1979. Not too bad. Broncos versus the Giants, 1986. Okay, didn't get beat too bad. Broncos versus the Redskins the next year, record for eating hot shit. Then it kept getting worse. Broncos versus the 49ers, hot shit. It just kept going until...
The thing is, you got there.
Yeah, that's true. But
You know what I mean?
the Lions, seriously, I like saw that first half. I was like, they're going all the way. This is amazing. And then, no.
Yeah, what's funny in that is
One
like
fumble.
you name like 8 times that the Broncos have been to the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. Not just a given Sunday where they lose big.
Yeah.
8 different Super Bowls. Up until this year, the Lions had won 1 playoff game since 1957.
And it was in 96.
And they won.
They made it to there and got beat by the San Francisco 49ers. I hate them.
Yeah, and they won 2 this year, and then you know it's bananas there and how they work. That's why I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I was rooting for the Lions to win. I mean, I wanted my family to be happy. Heidi got caught up in Lions mania. She doesn't even watch football, and she was excited about the Lions and all that stuff. What?
Stay caught up. They're a good team. Like this is the thing that I was saying about the Broncos. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but like the Broncos are a metaphor for Denver. Like Denver was a super cool town that nobody believed in. They would just be like, "Oh, you're from there? Is it snowy all the time? Do you ride a cow to school?" That was how it was in Denver until they got hot there, and now everyone's like, "Are you high all the time? Where are you? You're from Denver, Colorado? Wow, high? Are you high right now?" That's what I get. I moved here after that, by the way, so fuck you guys. Sorry about all the swearing, guys, because this is the family-friendly portion.
Yeah, it only gets worse from here.
It only gets worse. Wait till the Patreon. It's so blue, it's grandpa's balls.
Yeah, we just occasionally go to live video feed of them just dunking into eggnog.
But like, this is the thing about the Broncos. I would see people, they would be like, "Oh man, I'm just not going to put my heart out there. I'm not going to believe again because it hurts so bad." But to me, it's like, this is okay because this is us. This is the Broncos. This is Denver. And more than any team out of Denver, like that is Denver. Like that is Colorado. I grew up watching them get to the Super Bowl and just eating hot shit. Or being awful, just being awful. But you're like the Broncos and you'd find something exciting about it. You'd be like, Rich Carlos, the kicker with half a foot, is coming to this car dealership and we're going to go see him and get our picture signed. Or like, you know, you would get into it because it was basically all the fame that Denver had. And it was so cool. And I just think like, yes, the Lions have not been good for 60 years.
Yeah.
But
So like
Detroit. Like, look at your town, dude. Your town is
So here's my point of view on it. So what you're talking about is we've just talked about all the times that Denver's been to the Super Bowl, okay? That's not even all the times they've been to the playoffs. And then playoffs with playoff wins, all of that. So in your lifetime, when people may have been thinking that the Broncos were bad, you may have a 2, 3, dare I say a 4-year lull before they start to get good again. Right? So you've had John Elway, you had Terrell Davis, you had Shannon Sharp.
It's been 7 years.
Or Sterling Sharp, one of them.
Sterling was his brother who played for the Packers.
So, but like, you know what I'm saying. So in your lifetime, it's been a roller coaster ride
No.
for the Broncos.
They were so bad, man. They were so bad for so long. Not as long as the Lions, but so bad until Elway, basically. And really,
Until
that
they
was a
changed their
mistake.
uniforms.
Well, no. So, like, the first year they came out, their colors were orange. No, not orange. They were brown and yellow. And what they were famous for, the only thing that was in the Football Hall of Fame was their socks, because they were vertical stripes, brown and yellow. That was what the Broncos had until John Elway. And John Elway was a fluke. Like, he was drafted to Baltimore, and he said, I'm going to go also drafted to the New York Yankees. So he was
but he wasn't a fluke. He was amazing in college.
He wasn't drafted to the Broncos.
Right, but he was the first athlete that used leverage on how good he was to go somewhere where he wanted to go.
Yeah, I mean, his leverage wasn't just that he could be like, I'm not going to play for that team. He'd be like, I'm going to play baseball. And they were like, okay, we'll trade you to someone, and Denver lucked out. Like, he wanted to go to Denver and went because he's from Montana. So he's like, close enough. So,
right.
2 states down.
But I mean, that wasn't a fluke. Maybe it was a fluke that you guys were lucky enough to get him, but John Elway himself was not a fluke. He was
not at all.
The clear, oh my gosh. This whole time I've been sitting here, I've had a rogue hair that I could feel like on the back of my head and my neck, and I finally got it off. Yay.
So proud of you,
so
Joe.
John Elway.
Well,
but like John Elway was a stud at what, Stanford?
Stanford.
Yeah.
The Cardinal.
Yeah. So maybe it was a fluke that like he came to Denver, but as far
That
as
was the
him
fluke.
as an athlete, he wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, but like,
it wasn't like this Brock Purdy guy who was like, like he drafted like the very last player in the draft.
yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant.
That is also a fluke, and that guy's good.
Yeah.
San Francisco's put together a good team.
Yeah, they have. I can't sit here and talk like I'm the biggest modern day NFL fan, because I'm really not. But so just to go back to it, with you in Denver, like, I know you're going to sit here and say, no, they were bad for so long. Okay. Let's
not
just say
as
they were
the Lions. I'm not at all being.
I'm even going to give you, let's say 15 years. Let's say you went through a 15-year stretch.
No, it was from the 60s until.
But you just said in like
86.
1979.
So okay, they switched coaches, and they got the old quarterback from the Cowboys, and this guy was like, what's his name? Craig Morton. He was like on whatever steroids they could pump this dude full of to give him one last year. And the Broncos, like in the 70s, remember the Orange Crush? That was their big deal. So they did have defense, and I think they were like one of the first teams to get to the Super Bowl based on defense.
Right. So you went to the Super Bowl in what, 1979, you said?
79 and lost.
Yeah. And then I remember like in the 80s, you got better.
86.
Right? Because, you went to the Super Bowl against the Giants and things like that. And then didn't you win one against the Buffalo Bills?
No, Buffalo Bills are AFC. The Broncos went against the Giants, mildly lost. So that was their second one. Then they went against the Redskins and ate hot shit. And then they went against Joe Montana, 49ers, ate more hot shit. And then didn't go again until Mike Shanahan was the coach, and they had like they built more of an offense than just John Elway.
Yeah.
Like all the guys from those first 3 Super Bowls, it was just, I swear there's 4. There's one I'm missing.
But like if
they go against the 49ers.
But what you're taking for granted is the fact that you were in a hunt and your team was one of 2 teams to make the Super Bowl. That's what you're taking for granted. Your team was one of 2 to make the Super Bowl. And you may have lost, but you were in the Super Bowl. Like the Lions since 1957 have been perennial losers.
They've never made it to the Super Bowl. But
Never.
But this is my point. Isn't that this is?
But-
I'm saying the
here's-
Broncos were shit and then they became better. I'm saying that is a metaphor for my town, and I will like, no matter where I live, I'm always going to be a Broncos fan. Detroit, the Lions are a metaphor for your town.
They're not.
They are. They're coming.
They're
back.
not.
Yeah, man, they are.
They're not. Like, they're not.
Come on.
They're not. Like, there's let's not
Joe.
romanticize them. Are they a good team this year? Did they do great? Yeah, they are.
They're
not.
a great team. They are a great
But they're
team.
not like a parallel of the town, of
Okay.
the city.
Who
Yeah.
outside of Detroit is just like, you know where I want to go on vacation? Detroit.
No one.
Like anyone, anywhere in the world. Every once in a while, some people are like, I should probably check that out once in my
Nope.
lifetime. But
No.
people are like, Detroit is the coolest. But Detroit is the coolest. It
It's
is
not.
cool. Dude, it is
It's
cool.
not.
No,
It's
no, no.
not.
No.
Reese, when was the last time you hung out in Detroit? You didn't.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
come
I
on,
did.
stop BSing me. No, you didn't. You've hung
When
out
we
in the
played with you
suburbs. You
guys.
went with me up north. We like Grand Rapids is a cool place. Detroit proper, you did not.
Downtown Detroit.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
correct.
It's still
So
cool.
like,
though.
like there's some decent places to eat, but it's not like people who live here don't go downtown. The only time we go downtown is like tomorrow. I'm going downtown because I have Red Wings tickets.
Yeah,
No one just goes downtown to go downtown.
Detroit
It,
is
just, it
rising.
doesn't happen.
It's rising like a phoenix, Joe.
No, it's not.
It is, and your football team is going to win the Super Bowl next year. They're going to
Okay.
clean up.
So let me get through this without you interrupting me. So you take for granted the good times that you've had with the Broncos. So you had some down seasons. You've had some good seasons. You've had some great seasons where you've you've gotten into the playoffs, where you've gone far into the playoffs. You've had times where you've gone so far into the playoffs that you made it to the Super Bowl. You lost the Super Bowl. You've won some Super Bowls. That's been, if you're a Denver Broncos fan, that's how it's been.
Can I interrupt just one thing?
Yeah.
Losing the Super Bowl like by 10 points or 2 touchdowns even, that's like a bummer. You're like, man, we made it this far and now we didn't win. Losing, like getting eviscerated in the Super Bowl, there is nothing that feels worse. Like just watching a team that you were like, we're good, we're the best. And then just watching them just shit themselves on live TV. There's nothing worse in football. I mean, there's worse things in life.
But again, you're there. You're there. So your town, does it feel bad that day? Yes, that day that the game was played, it feels bad.
Dude,
In
they don't make
Detroit-
Simpsons episodes about like a bad football game. They make it about the Broncos losing and being that shitty. Or South Park, like about just losing, shitting the bed. Listen, here it is.
But like what you're talking is, okay, let me put it this way. For me, it sounds like you're a supermodel telling me how ugly you are. Like that's how ridiculous it is when you live in Detroit and the Lions are supposed to be your team.
no,
Like you are the pretty girl being like, "Oh, woe is me."
no,
you
I'm like the
can't
pretty
say it
girl
anymore.
that got
Like-
day raped about 7 times.
Like I can't say it anymore. You've been there. You've had good seasons. You've had bad seasons. The Lions every year are a bad team. Every year a bad team. First
None of
team
them.
to go 0-16. Bad team, bad team, bad team, bad team. Then we get Barry Sanders. We have some decent years. We finally make the playoffs after 40 years. Like, Reese, this is what you're not getting.
Pretty awesome.
You didn't even make the playoffs.
Oh, I get it.
No, I
You're
don't
not
think you
getting my
do.
point. My point is that
What's your point?
that is a metaphor for your town. That's
But
my
it's
whole
not.
point.
It's not a metaphor for the town. It's just how the team is.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Tell me, like, when metaphorically Detroit has made the playoffs as a city. Like, are people just like, Detroit, world-class city.
Back pre-1968.
Okay, pre-1968, when it was Motown, before they made a movie about the riots, all that.
Yeah, prior to the riots. The riots were 1968. So the riots were 1968.
And
Prior to that, there was the racial the racial percentages within the city. A lot of white people lived in the city, and then after the riots, they called it white flight, and so everybody
happened at
moved
every
to the
major
suburbs.
city. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody
Detroit
moved out
has not been great since then.
since then, and it's not coming back.
Okay.
That's the thing. So you
First
can't
Super Bowl
romanticize. You can't romanticize about the Lions and be like, "Oh, the Lions are a mirror of the city," because they ain't.
When were the riots?
68.
And when was the first Super Bowl?
I don't know.
January 15th, 1967.
Okay.
It is like Detroit has never been great. It's coming back. It's rising like
Detroit was one of the greatest cities in the country. I mean, when
before that. But yeah, like when it was a center of industry, all the car.
yeah, like World War II, when everything started pumping out of here, everybody came from all over the country to come here.
Yeah.
Because Henry Ford was paying top dollar. All the factories were paying top dollar, whether it was making cars, tanks, planes, all that stuff. It was just being pumped out of Detroit.
Yeah.
That's when this town was huge. And then as factories went, all of that stuff, the city just went down. Everybody moved out to the suburbs. And Detroit proper is just crime-ridden garbage. There's an area of Detroit, of like downtown, where it's like Little Caesars Arena, Co-America Park where the Tigers play, and Ford Field where the Lions play. And there's this like 2 mile by 1 mile strip. And it's called Campus Martius, which starts like by the river and then kind of stretches in like a northwest kind of direction.
Yeah.
And like, that's like the strip that like you can go to, that GM pays for tons of cops to be down there. And so like you can go to this little area and you're like, wow, this is nice. Campus Martius is great.
I'm not getting mugged.
Yeah, Hart Plaza. Hart Plaza is right by the river, and then there's this place called Campus Martius. It's kind of like this park type deal. And they like have like pop-up hockey rink or a pop-up this or a pop-up that. And it's this strip that they make really, really, really safe. Other than that, there's nothing to go to Detroit for. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like if a restaurant pops up in Detroit, like a restaurateur will be like, oh my gosh, I can get this building for dirt cheap and it'll be hip. And they'll open like a restaurant in Detroit. And if it starts to take off, as soon as it takes off and then that restaurant gets known, they just close up shop and then move out to the suburbs. And then everybody knows about this place, but it's in a nicer area, because it's the way it is. There's another little place, Michael Lloyd, our guitar player. He lives in an area that's kind of been like where all the millennials moved to and like rehabbed it. It's called Corktown.
And they farm.
Kinda, yeah.
I've heard about this. There's all these vacant house lots because people burned them down on Hell Night, and then they farm.
There's a street. There's a street,
dude.
There's a street not far from where I am now. It's probably about 5-6 miles away, and it's called San Francisco. The street name is San Francisco, and this entire street is just hippies, and they never leave their street, and crime doesn't come to their street. Like, people don't bother them. Like call them bad guys. Like, bad guys don't bother them. They're just like, those are the hippies, leave them alone.
That's sweet.
And like one house, like a lady will make dresses. And then like one house, a guy finds and fixes bikes. And then another house, like someone makes jewelry. And then in their front yards, like they grow crops. And so like,
cool.
like one house will have like corn in the front yard. One will have other vegetables and flowers. And so like just along this one block, all these people just kind of do like communal living. It's crazy. But yeah, for the most part, so like there are some cool things like that in Detroit, but
There's way more than just that. Detroit has so many cool things.
it doesn't, man. You're trying to romance it, but it doesn't.
This is how you talk about the Lions too.
It's
Talk
not
about them like they're trash.
They're not. They're not this year. I wholeheartedly believe they're not this year. But here's the reason why I don't like the Lions.
It is a fluke that they made it this far the first year that they're this good. But next year they'll be unstoppable.
See, this is so I'll just stop trying to talk about the Lions because that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. But as far as what you're saying, yeah, I think if you're a free agent and you're looking, like, you can be like, wow, I can be the next piece that helps take the Lions to the next level. The fact that their offensive coordinator got offered $15 million to coach the Washington Redskins and was like, I'm not doing it because I want a Super Bowl and I want it in Detroit. And so Ben Johnson, like the offensive coordinator, just turned down all those other jobs and said, no, I'm staying in Detroit. So like if you're a free agent and you want to be part of this, Dan Campbell seems like someone fun to like have as a coach and like all that stuff. I can see why people hear hype. I'm just not a bandwagon jumper. So the Chicago Bears are my team. They've been my team since I was a kid. So I guess I always want the Lions to win, except if they play the Bears. If they play the Bears, I want the Bears to win because the Bears are my team. The Lions, I want them to do good because I want my friends and family to be like excited and happy that they won. But I have zero feelings. I've cut them all off because in my 46 years, they've done nothing but just give you garbage and garbage and garbage. And it's like the woman that cheats on you. They cheat. And then in the off season, they're like, oh, we got this free agent. We're drafting this guy. We're going to have it all together this year. And then everyone goes all in and buys in. And then they're garbage.
See,
and they sell you, they sell you this dream again the next preseason. And it's garbage. And you know what? I just caught on real early. And my dad just told me, these guys are garbage. They'll always be garbage. Don't root for them. So I don't. If they do good, awesome. I'm really glad that they did what they did these last couple weeks. I was rooting for them. It's just when they lost on Sunday, there was no emotion from me. I was like, they blew it. They should have done this. I think they should have done this. I think they should have done this. Okay. Good luck, 49ers. Like, I was not upset at all. Whereas if the Bears would have imploded like the Lions did, I'd still be livid. I would have chucked something. I would have been angry.
Yeah. I just think you shut yourself off emotionally. You're dead
1,000%,
Joe.
What's that?
You're dead inside.
Yeah, when it comes to the Lions, yeah, because that's what they do to you.
But that's your city, man. It's your people.
No, it's a team.
No. So you're not getting, it's a metaphor for Detroit.
No, it's
They're
not.
going to rise like a phoenix. Listen to this. These are the stats on Denver. Super Bowl 12, January 15th, 1978. Dallas 27, Denver 10. That's reasonable. Okay. Next time they go, it is 1980. I lied. I said it was 1986, 87. New York Giants 39, Denver 20, losing by 19, not terrible. Next year, Washington 42, Denver 10. Fuck them. I hate them forever. Like, all these people are like, y'all like the Redskins? I'm like, you fucking racist.
Yeah, but Reese, what you're not understanding, and I don't know if you're just doing this to get my goat, you're literally talking like so complicit about the fact that like 3 years in a row you went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than getting, I'm telling you, dude, there's nothing
tell
worse
a
than going to the Super
Cleveland fan
Bowl
that.
and
Tell a Cleveland fan. Tell a Lions fan.
I will.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't have their team in the Super Bowl.
No, but they should.
And you're just like, no, I mean, Denver's worse than Detroit. I mean, we've been to 12 Super Bowls in 30 years, but I mean,
imagine you were watching Michael Phelps in the Olympics and you're like, this guy cleaned up last year. He's going to get, or he's, in the way up to, he's broken all these world records. And then he just gets up there and shits out his intestines. And like, or he swims with a friggin' parachute on him. That's what it's like. It's listeners. Am I the one who's going crazy here?
Yeah. Even in the story that you just said, Michael Phelps has all these medals. So people were sitting down watching their TV, watching him win at one point. Okay, so he craps the bed, he craps the pool for one race.
Well, at this point,
all the other races, he has all those medals.
If the Broncos are Michael Phelps, he had no medals. They just got there, shit the bed. So Washington 42, Denver 10.
Oh,
Super
ladies
Bowl
and gents, please comment. Please comment.
Super Bowl 24 years later.
If you know what I'm talking about, I feel like I'm going insane here.
Super Bowl 20, what is it? 24. San Francisco 55, Denver 10. Remember that one, Denver? How you were crying?
Hey, look up that one Super Bowl that the Lions were in. What was the score of that one?
Joe, you missed the point, man.
I don't think I did.
Denver 32, Super Bowl 32, Denver did beat Green Bay, and then they won the next year, first time. Then, get ready, it's coming. Super Bowl, what is it, 48? Seattle 43, Denver 8. Remember that time they shat the bed?
You were in the Super Bowl.
Doesn't matter,
you freaking dweeb. You were in the Super Bowl.
Okay, this would be like the show we played with the Supertones, and we're like, we're playing at this place where, whatever, the one where Gwen Stefani came up, the Greek Theater.
Yeah.
What was that?
Greek Amphitheater.
Yeah, you get up, you're getting ready to sing, and then your clothes fall off.
Or you get hot sauce in your eyes.
And you're like, oh, you played the Greek Theater. And you're like, you don't understand. My clothes fell off. And then I that day, naked.
That day, but let's say 6 months later, you go back and you play it again. And it was a great show. And then you go back 6 months later, you go back and you play it. It's a great show. And then 6 months later, you go back and it was a bomb. And 6 months later,
it kept getting worse.
Like the Lions have never been. Whatever page that you're on, look up those same stats for the Lions.
I get it.
I don't think you do.
No, you don't get it. I'm making 2 points here. Number one, Detroit Lions is a metaphor for your city, and you need to get behind it because you love your city. You need to root for the Lions. Number two, stop rooting for the fucking Bears. What is that? Number two,
Dick Buckus, Jim McMahon, Gale Sayers, Walter Payton.
It's somebody else's
Mike Singletary.
Team, Joe.
It's what?
Somebody else's team. Somebody else's
It's my team.
No.
It's my team.
It's Chicago's team.
It's my team.
All right, dude.
I've never gotten $1 from the Ford family. Like, what has the Ford family ever done for me? Nothing.
They helped start World War II by helping Hitler
so when I said, what have they ever done for me? I realized that was a major mistake because they were a major contributor to our freedom as a country. But as far as them owning the Lions, they've never done nothing.
Do you know that Henry Ford is quoted in Mein Kampf? Have we talked about this?
No.
He was a bit of an anti-Semite.
Yeah,
And
it is
Hitler
known.
Hitler enjoyed his writings.
I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know. And we just lost our sponsorship from the Ford Corporation.
Yeah.
Who's
I
going to
just
get
lost-
an electric
Just lost my
Mustang?
F-150.
Shit. Number two, what I'm saying is there's nothing worse than getting to the Super Bowl. It's everybody has to lose, but eating shit, like record amounts of shit, only
Please,
the Broncos
people.
have done that.
Please, people,
Look it up.
comment on the diabolical discussion page. I feel like I am going insane.
You
inside.
wish the Lions went there and ate shit, lost 55-8? No, you
At
don't.
least they were there.
No.
Like the Chicago Bears lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The last Super Bowl that the Bears were in, they lost to the Steelers, but the Bears made it. It was fun. It was a fun season. It was a fun playoffs. It was a fun week leading up to the game. Did they lose the game? Yeah, they lost the game, but they made it. It sucked. That day, I was pissed that they lost. Probably a couple days later, I was like, it sucks. They lost to the Steelers. But they made it. It was a fun season. The Lions have never done it other than this year. There's never been anything other than watching Barry Sanders as a kid.
Yeah.
Other than you watch the game not to see the Lions win, just to see Barry break off a big old run. Like the greatest running back in history. And if anybody thinks it's anybody else, look up highlights of Barry Sanders and whoever you think is the best running back ever. Not even close. So I enjoyed watching Barry as a kid, but again, if the Lions played the Bears, I was rooting for the Bears that day.
When did Pittsburgh go against the Bears in the Super Bowl?
It was... I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me.
I'm trying to find it. I have to look through the bottom part of my glasses so I can see it.
When was the last time that the Bears were in a Super Bowl?
Chicago, Indianapolis, Super Bowl 41, 51.
Oh, maybe Chicago beat the Steelers to get to the Super Bowl. I remember like a Chicago Pittsburgh.
Okay.
They wouldn't have been playing in the Super Bowl because they're in the same conference.
Are they?
Yeah.
Is Chicago's NFC though, right?
Chicago's NFC. Isn't Pittsburgh NFC?
No, they're AFC.
Oh.
Anyway, Pittsburgh lost to Green Bay, Super Bowl 55. That's the last time I see Chicago in there. We're really good at this, guys. You should be sports announcers. I think it's Indianapolis, Chicago, 51.
Yeah, the Bears have only
2007?
been to 2 Super Bowls in 86 and 2007.
Oh man, 86 was the coolest Super Bowl I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then they lost to Indianapolis. Yeah, so I think they beat the Steelers to go to Indianapolis. But I mean, at least they got to go, man. At least they had some great years and they were in the playoffs and they were fighting for it and they were doing like awesome things and had great players like the Brian Urlacher years, like watching Urlacher, play linebacker. It was amazing. And like the Lion, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we've bored our listeners with this. We've
I
bored
don't
them.
think
Let's
so.
move
They
on.
love it. They're like, what? Tell me more about football. That's actually the
Right.
end of our show, guys. It's been 38 minutes.
All right, guys. So you got a half hour of nothing but Lions talk, which I apologize, but please go on the Diabolical Discussion page And please let me know if you think Reese is right, if you think I'm right, if you understand what I'm going through that he's not getting. Please comment on there. He was not getting what you were saying. And I do get what you're saying, Joe, because you're a master at how you were saying.
And if you're like, Reese, I understand what you're getting, and you are very handsome, you can say that too.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Feel free, guys. So
It's great.
all right. Freebies. Piece of pizza. And if you are still paying some dollars for us to do a little the paid stuff, we're gonna be doing that coming up here soon. We got a bunch of crap to talk about, and I'm gonna show my butthole. Ow.